Hi, this is a review of Blezz Beats Vocodine, a pretty cool vocoder plugin that sounds more like a talkbox than an actual vocoder in most settings. But why am I talking about this plugin? Let's have a look back. A while ago I made this video called Making Synthwave with Only M Sound Factory. Now we could leave it like that, but I asked my friend Florian if he thought this was synthwave, and he said, and then when that instrumental track was done, again, Beatsbustel, Florian, he said this could really use some nice vocoder vocals on it. Have you tried Vocodine by Blezz Beats? And Blezz Beats was nice enough to give me a license for Vocodine, and I tested it out. First I tested it when I talked about UJAM Turbo XT, and I made this demo production, right? I also made a demo production with Vocodine in my M1 video. I think that also sounds pretty great. And now let's look back at this synthwave production I made with M Sound Factory. And Florian gave me the task to add some nice vocoder vocals to this track. And let's go back in time and write the lyrics. I got the right to roam. Come on, brothers, daughters, mothers, daughters, fathers. They came out and brought us, fathers and daughters. Came out and brought us, and fathers and daughters, all sought, gesucht. What everyone sought was lost in the waters. That's crazy lyrics, man. On my way to the unknown. They came out and brought us, 10 fathers and daughters, all upset and heartless, fathers, martyrs. They came out and brought us, 10 fathers and daughters, all upset and heartless, fathers, martyrs. What everyone thought was lost in the waters. Long time ago, I got to right to wrong. On my way to the unknown. Alright, so step one to recording these vocals was of course to record the vocals. I got the right to roam. On my way to... And you don't really need to sing the right notes here if you don't want to, or if you can't. A cool thing about a workflow with a vocoder or Vocodine is that you can decide afterwards what your melody is supposed to sound like, and you can just bring in the text, the lyrics, and then later on make the melody or improve the melody. Now let's have a closer look at the Vocodine plugin. You can see right here I used Midi channels to trigger this plugin, but technically you don't need to do that. You can just say auto. I got to right to wrong. And then it kind of uses a built-in pitch detection and pitch correction, and you can set the scale right here with the keys button. I got to right to wrong. But as you can hear with automatic detection, there are some artifacts that sound a bit more like you're working with auto-tune rather than with a vocoder or Vocodine or a talkbox. They came and brought us, and fathers and daughters. So it doesn't work well with every style of singing. And a cool thing when you use Midi is kind of a stylistic thing. You can change the octave of things, right? And now I'm triggering it through Midi again. And you can very easily just change what octave you're putting your notes, be it with a keyboard or with a Midi editor, right? Shift the notes up an octave or down an octave, and it gives you a completely different sound. And I really like that. Or an octave lower. On my way to the unknown. I think that's kind of a very familiar sound. Triggering an octave lower than you were singing gives it that Daft Punky sound, I think. How you connect a MIDI device to Vocodine is going to be different in every DAW. In Studio One, you just add an instrument track and select the output as Vocodine, right? This part right here kind of filters out the consonants, like st, out of the signal that goes through this talkbox emulation, because this is actually emulating a talkbox. The way a talkbox usually works is you have a tube in your mouth that kind of vibrates air in your mouth. I never used one, so I might be not describing this properly. But the consonants you actually have to sing still through a microphone. Like a tube goes into your mouth and then the sound is picked up by a microphone that you sing into. That's why the consonants are separate. If you're not happy with how the consonants sound, you can adjust some of these controls. Personally, I never felt the need to do so. What I actually mostly do with this plugin is I just click on Browse Presets and select a preset and try different presets until I find the sound I like. They came out and brought us, and fathers and daughters, lifestyle and heartless, fathers, martyrs, what everyone thought was lost in the waters, long time ago, I got to right to wrong. That's a great preset. Fathers and daughters, all upset and heartless, fathers, martyrs. And more control over the sound you can have with these settings on the generator side and these settings on the modifier side. Here you kind of control the underlying synth engine, right? You can select what wave shape the synth has to be, displayed right here. They came out and brought us, and fathers and daughters, all upset and heartless. Then here you have the ability to switch from monophonic to polyphonic if you want to trigger multiple notes at the same time. They came out and brought us, and fathers and daughters, all upset and heartless, fathers, martyrs. They came out and brought us. Yeah, if you have polyphonic, you can use bend and glide to kind of make a pitch envelope where the note starts higher and then slowly glides down to the note you're playing. Long time ago. And you also have a low pass filter. And then the final thing to look at with this plugin is the modifiers over here. These are kind of the most interesting aspect, I think. Character is just different kind of sounds that you can choose between. And I think generally they go from dark, one is the darkest, to 10, which is the brightest. That's a bit crazy. And then there's a tone knob, which also again kind of dials in from dark to bright. And Formant. which is kind of what you would expect from a Formant shifter. And you can also dial in some saturation. Ooh. There's a Formant Lock. You can input a sound of a voice and then just keep that sound forever when you play. The last thing I want to mention is there is some really nice attention to detail. For example, I love that when you use the pitch bend wheel, the head tilts. I think that's so nice. And I think one of the most important things why this sounds really good and why, for example, the demos on the website, let's have a quick listen to those demos. They do sound incredible. And I think it's not that easy to make them sound as good as these demos that you get in the interesting ads you might also see on Instagram or something.
So, my body just can't resist. I gotta marry this plugin and get it on.
One reason why these sound so incredible.
Hey, down, 10 more seconds to lift off. I gotta go home today.
Is because by default, the mod wheel just sounds fantastic. That's so important, honestly.
On my way to the unknown.
Yeah, you also have this chorus and you can control the speed of the vibrato with this slider right here. What do you think of the song I made? I think Florian was definitely right, and it was a good idea to add some vocoder sounds to this track. Should I make it a full song? Should I release it? Let me know in the comments. And if I get some responses, I'll probably finish it at some point and put it on Spotify and stuff. By the way, I just released a song like a week ago, and depending on when this video is coming out, this Friday, another song is coming out. My artist channel is called @BaronLane, and if you want to hear more of my music, definitely make sure to subscribe to that channel as well. Also to this channel, that would be cool. And you can see more videos I make. Thank you very much for watching. See you again soon.
We came out and brought us